I'm here with two 68 grads of the LMR, Labor Management Relations major, which is now LER at Penn State, Bill Ridley and Rich Noth, and they begged me for an interview, and I said, okay, but I'm going to interview them instead, since I think what they have to say is pretty interesting. So guys, would you please tell me about your experience in the major? Why was it a good major? What did you end up doing with it? And perhaps anything additional that you want to share about your time at Penn State?
Well, let me start by saying that I wanted the experience of a business curriculum, but with a more broader exposure to the liberal art world, if you will, of language, of other course options that wouldn't narrow me in specifically the business world, because I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do in life and with my career. And to me, the labor management relations curriculum at that time was just a real positive, and I'm very happy with it. We started out when I came there in '64 through '68, and I remember we started out latter part of my time there with the Labor Management Relations Club, which got us involved in a little more exposure to that world of our curriculum, labor negotiations and human resources and all the factors that go into the collective bargaining process. Now, having said that, I had nothing to do after I graduated with LMR, but I think it was a rounding experience for me, because I went in the military for 31 years. But a lot of what I gained and drew from that experience, both in the curriculum and my U.S. and the university student government exposure, was really positive for me.
Neat. Any fun memories at Penn State?
A lot of fun memories, but mostly outside the curriculum itself. We had a great group of people that I was exposed to, and I'm just a solid Penn State guy.
We all are, aren't we? Rich?
Okay, my turn. Happy St. Patrick's Day. It is St. Patrick's Day. We haven't been drinking that much, but
some of us have.
Trying to stop catching up. I got into labor management relations after being in engineering for 3.5 years. I felt that I was being trained, not educated, and I wanted to round that out. So industrial engineering was like the technical side of management, and I looked at labor relations as the people side. And that's what it did for me. It was a little hard for me to make that adjustment into the social sciences and all, but I did that. And I think it gave me a better rounding out of my education. What did I do with that? While I was at Penn State, my favorite professor, Wells Keddy, at that time, gave me information about how I could get involved and active, because I wanted to do that at that time. So that's when I started to do organizational work. I helped organize this called the Boycott Grapes, in favor of Cesar Chavez at that time, with the grape pickers out there in California. And after that, I actually continued in the organization work, organizing community groups in Southern Virginia for a couple of years. I didn't get work in LMR. I wanted that, but I really couldn't find my way. I didn't have very much advice either. But I did get advice from a professor at Temple at that time. I was in Philly. Who said, "Why don't you go to graduate school and cap it off that way?" So I did. I actually went to Wharton, got a degree in public administration, and since the last 30 years I've been abroad, working developing countries, helping them organize and manage better their potable water systems. So my great time at Penn State was serious studies, serious play. Had a good living experience there in a place called Koinonia, where there were about 11 of us who all lived together in an intentional community, which was pretty cool, actually. But I guess LMR kind of capped it off and started me in a career of doing organizational work, and having a better idea of the, let's say, the soft side of management.
So I have a final question. Who was the football coach when you guys graduated?
Paterno agreed to stay at that time rather than go off. Remember, go out and work, go off as a pro coach.
The Jets were actually recruiting Jones for head coaching job.
Yeah, he became a hero
But
when we were there.
I have the happy pleasure of many times with some people saying, well, I was at Penn State before Joe Paterno was head coach. Those were Bengal in 64.
Wow. Well, guys, you've both had very rich careers. We're very proud of you for being our LER alums, LMR alums, and thank you for the interview.
Thank you.
Thanks.